Hello, it's Philip Taylor speaking from Richmond Green Chambers, and I'm looking at a book which has come to me from Wildy, Simmons and Hill Publishing. It's called Passion, Poison and Power, The Mysterious Death of Sir Thomas Overbury, and it's written by Brian Harris, Queen's Counsel. This is the book here, and it's about 200, just over 200 pages. You can see it's a standard text. And what you've got at the bottom are footnotes, and you've also got a detailed index at the back, which is well worth looking at. And right at the front you've got the usual details about the way in which the book is structured. In this case it's actually structured almost like a play, with characters, a prologue and acts and various other things. My wife and I, Elizabeth and I, have produced a Flickr review which is here, and the review itself is on the internet. We've given it the title, The Most Famous Court Scandal in the Reign of James I, a Contemporary Forensic Approach, and this is what we say. The death in 1613 of Sir Thomas Overbury in the Tower of London is a matter of such Byzantine complexity you could write a book about it, which is exactly what Brian Harris QC has successfully and entertainingly done here. He deals with the case not specifically as an historian, but as a lawyer, and as a lawyer he is clearly fascinated not merely by the challenge and mystery inherent in the case, but also in the attitudes and motivations of, as he says, the early practitioners of my craft. Sir Thomas Overbury, in case you haven't heard of him, well, he's not exactly a household name historically, was one of the favourites of James I, originally James VI of Scotland, who, because Elizabeth I died without an heir in 1603, succeeded to the English throne. Although scholarly and talented, James was, from many accounts, a controversial figure, with a reputation for being over-fond of his many handsome male court favourites, of whom Sir Thomas was one. The young Sir Thomas had been enrolled at the Queen's College, Oxford, and subsequently at Middle Temple, aged 17, although there's no evidence that he was called to the bar. Through a series of intrigues, quarrels, conspiracies and disputes, revealed in detail by the author, who has obviously delved into any number of original documents from the period, poor Sir Thomas ended up in the Tower, never to leave that terrible place, and it was there that he met his end most unpleasantly. To this day the question of who done it remains a mystery. Apparently there were a number of suspects, 6 of whom went to the gallows, for his murder. It was assumed he was poisoned. Here is a true story, and one more like a gory Jacobean tragedy. It's difficult, frankly, to imagine. The narration is positively gripping, and the intricacies of all the plotting that was going on are revealed with often rather titillating insights into the reportedly louche personalities and disreputable goings-on within James I's notorious court, all of which explains why the author has, in his words, adopted the conceit of presenting the book in the style of a Jacobean drama in 14 acts, punctuated by masks, that sort of proto-operatic performances in the theatrical fashion of the time, followed by courtroom scenes. The author has made it his mission impossible in all this to reassess and evaluate the evidence that remains available and propose a new solution to this tale of mystery and intrigue, which was supposed to have been fraught with more significance and wider implications than were even supposed at the time. Combining as it does history, mystery and the law, Passion, Poison and Power is a compelling read from Wildy's, and deserves a wide and appreciative readership in our view as a most famous court scandal 400 years ago. It's well worth a read, and it's a delightful structure that Brian Harris has produced. Thank you very much to all concerned. Bye bye.